Hi and welcome to Zoom TV, the show where we explore everything that flies, drives and floats and invite you along for the experience. On today's show, Alan Simons is going to introduce you to the tough Jeep Grand Cherokee.
On-road, off-road, this car is well worth a look.
Thanks to Cassandra, I head to New South Wales and introduce you to End Mazda.
Our secret, I guess, is not that big a secret. It's the way we do things. We try and give our customers a point of difference of why they should deal with End Mazda.
Dunco and I will show you how to become a Zoomaholic.
Now, if you don't own one of these, this is what would be happening to your wallet.
And our Sandra celebrity hitchhiker today is the beautiful Cassandra Clemente. First car you ever owned?
Still the car that I own now. It's a Toyota Yaris.
So kick up the lazy boy, because it's time for Zoom TV.
Here's a headline for Jeep buyers and all of you who love these cars. The all-new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee here is giving its competitors a real run for their money. Now, that's not such good news if you've already bought one of the competitors' motor cars, but if you're in the market right now for an all-purpose SUV, it's really good news. The MY14 Grand Cherokee Limited 3-litre CRD utilises a Mercedes-Benz chassis and attaches an Italian VM Motori engine designed especially for Jeep Grand Cherokee. Speaking of the chassis, the Cherokee maintains its strong and rigid design that we've come to rely upon, and this is really big news. And why is that such big news? Well, if you don't have a rigid chassis, the suspension simply can't do its job, and you pick that up very quickly because the noise, vibration and harshness of ride will ruin your day. On the road, the Jeep is not only comfortable but also delightfully quiet, and we can't always say that about big American off-roaders. In fact, you might actually think you're riding in a Mercedes-Benz. The inside is nice too. The Cherokee's cockpit is a pleasant place to sit, with all the features we seem to need these days. Big, chunky dials dominate the space, and the Uconnect 8.4 system, with large square touchscreen, controls the climate control, stereo and sat-nav. Capri leather-trimmed seats, 20-inch polished aluminium wheels and deep-tint sunscreen glass round out the package. There's plenty of space front and rear, and the boot is a good size as you'd expect. Speaking of the boot, it opens automatically and closes automatically. Well, after about 10 seconds. When did we get too lazy to close the door? Anyway, kind of fun though. The performance on and off-road is very impressive. There's plenty of power to overtake with ease on the freeway and loads of torque to handle those testing hilly dirt track situations. The one thing we particularly look for in new cars is safety. Grand Cherokee stacks up well. Airbags pop out of 7 different locations, stability control keeps slides under control, and every model comes with tyre pressure monitors as standard. Well, Dom, the MY14 Grand Cherokee here is a very nicely put together car, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Beautifully styled vehicle and well-made car. From the new front end to the dash interior design, to the 8-speed automatic transmission, technically a very advanced vehicle. So yeah, we've been looking forward to it.
And it's got everything in the cockpit you could possibly need.
Yeah,
nothing else.
Yeah, nothing else you'd need. Electric seats with memory, cruise control, automatic headlights. It just goes on and on and on.
Well, it is a big car, so tell me about fuel consumption, because we're all worried about the pennies these days.
Yep, very much so. Yeah, no, look, for a big vehicle, it's a big, heavy vehicle, and 6.5 litres per 100 k's on a country drive is what you could expect. About 9.5 around town, and it'll average out at about 7.5 litres, so very, very economical.
The best place to see Jeep Grand Cherokee is at John Hughes Chrysler Jeep and Dodge. Go to johnhughes.com.au or follow the links from Zoom TV. The 4x4 marketplace is getting more and more crowded, with new SUVs being launched seemingly every month. On-road, off-road, this car is well worth a look.
Coming up after the break, I head to New South Wales to catch up with End Mazda. That's thanks to Cassandra next on Zoom TV. In 1962, Australians got to taste their very first salt and vinegar chip. We also got to see our very first James Bond movie, and right here in the heart of Parramatta, New South Wales, End Mazda was born. Now, most 50-year-olds would be considering retirement, but not the guys here at End Mazda. They're just getting started. Today, thanks to Cassandra, we've come here to meet them and find out exactly what they're all about. When you think about it, the fact that End Mazda has been around for over half a century means that they know their product and their customers better than anyone else. They've seen new models come and go, they've helped first-time drivers and veterans alike get into their dream cars, and through it all, they've stayed at the top of their game. Proudly, End Mazda is the longest-serving Mazda dealership in Australia. They've now got 2 outlets, one in Blacktown and one right here in the heart of Parramatta, where their story all started. Now, think about that for a moment. What does 50 years give you, the customer? Well, it gives you the very best experience. And what does it give End Mazda? Well, it gives them enough time to develop the very best customer service. End Mazda offers every available service from new and pre-owned cars to top quality maintenance and vehicle finance. Everyone on the team is friendly and has a ton of experience with Mazda vehicles, which is why End has such a fantastic reputation for customer service. Inside this building is the largest collection of Mazda spare parts in Australia. So if End Mazda don't have the part you need for your Mazda, it doesn't exist. They really do have every possible Mazda part you could think of under the one roof. It's not all just about selling new and pre-owned cars though. End Mazda also has a fantastic servicing department to ensure your new toy not only performs at its peak, but also has the best possible resale value. You know, all of the technicians here are 100% Mazda focused, 100% Mazda trained, and only use genuine Mazda spare parts, which means your car is going to perform to its best all the time. And the great thing about focusing on the one brand is you just get better at it. Hey Brett, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Aaron. Yourself?
I'm really good. Now, I want to know the story of the 50 years behind End Mazda.
Yeah. Well, the business started 50 years ago. It was owned by a gentleman called Bill Fisher. Then in 1995, our current owners, Terry and Adela Dodd, purchased the business from Bill Fisher. But Terry's history with End Mazda goes back further than that. He started at End Mazda as the general sales manager, progressed to general manager, and then purchased the business, as I said, in 1995.
Now, as I've walked around the dealership, I've heard people say, 2012, you were number one.
We are.
2013, you're leading the pack.
We are.
So you've got a secret.
Yes.
I want to know what that secret is. I won't share it with anyone. You can share it with me.
Our secret, I guess, is not that big a secret. It's the way we do things. We try and give our customers a point of difference of why they should deal with End Mazda. Besides the fact that we are Mazda's oldest surviving dealer, it is the way we treat our customers. Our customers are important to us. And when they leave here, we want to see them smiling. And that's what's important to us.
I'll tell you what, well answered. You've done really well. So if you're after a great deal on Mazda, pre-owned or new, the best place to service your Mazda, some Mazda spare parts, or just some great Mazda advice, drop in and see the friendly team at End Mazda. To find out more, go to westendmazda.com.au or follow the links from Zoom TV. Now, I brought Mr. Ross Dunkerton down to our local park in the Zoomobile to actually have you on as a United Fuel Injection Zoomaholic and show everyone at home how simple it is.
Easy.
Are you up to the challenge?
I am.
Okay, now before we start...
60 seconds.
60 seconds.
Right.
Now, before we start, just a couple of rules. You can't use music in the track or in the actual 1-minute segment that you do not own rights to. You can sing, or you can actually get a friend that's got a band to actually give you some music and use that. That'll be cool. Okay, mate. Okay. Now, this is the car you normally use when you come to Perth.
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
I want you to take me through it. Let's make a Zoomaholic segment.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, ready, Roscoe? 3, 2, 1. Action.
I'm Ross Dunkerton, and this is my car. This is the fabulous Hyundai i20. Now, if you don't own one of these, this is what would be happening to your wallet.
You say you're going to do stunts.
This is a great little motor car, and the reason why it's economical, it has got everything. It's got power windows, it's got traction control, it's got chumpa. There's thousands of things you've got, and one thing that's really important is, of course, the resale value. Every Sunday I get the newspaper out and have a look and say, oh, my car is still worth this amount of money, and you will know that you will get resale on the mighty i20. Everybody drives them. They're a good-looking thing. Have a look at this. Just the style of it is absolutely fantastic. I reckon they do the job. As far as driving position goes, fantastic. I can't really get inside because it needs a bit more technical. Cameraman, come in, that's it. How good is this in here? It's fantastic. It's just, all the console is nicely laid out. It's got the fabulous radio, air conditioning, of course. It has got the lot. That's why I love this car.
So there you go, it's that easy to become a Zoomaholic. Make your video between 1 and 2 minutes long, upload it to YouTube and send the link to IamAZoomaholic@ZoomTV.com.au. You never know, you might be on the show. After the break, we catch up with this week's real Zoomaholic, Matt Craig. He's up next thanks to United Fuel Injection on Zoom TV. I'm now joined by one of my crazy, insane friends, Matt Craig from United Fuel Injection. I'm good, Matt. Now, you are a good friend. You're also a great sponsor of the show. I've been trying to get you and this thing for about 3 years on the show.
Yeah, we've been trying to do it for a long time.
We've been chipping away, but what Matt's been doing is every time I call him, he's like, nah, I just want a bit more power, bit more power, bit more power. Now it's just short of 400 horsepower, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's at 365, not quite 400, but we'll get there one day, mate.
Yeah. Now, what I want you to do, this is where you tell everyone at home, we call this the Zoomaholic segment, what you've done to the car, OK?
Can do.
Or to the beast. I'm going to leave you with him. You're away.
All right, 2004 GU4 Series Patrol, 3-inch lift, 35s, King Shockies, TD42 of course, because that's what we're well known for at United Fuel Injection. I'll just lift the bonnet, you can have a quick look under there. Famous TD42 Nissan diesel, runs a TD05 20G, 36-pounder boost, LPG, cross-country cooler as you can see there, water methanol. As you can see, the engine bay is really cramped. But yeah, all in all, it goes pretty well. We'll get close to 400 soon, I hope. Solar panel on the roof, set of sliders are made by a mate, standard rear bar on the back there, a couple of reversing lights for camping when we go camping, 35-inch spare on the back. We've just upgraded the diffs, the front locker, and all the steering arms and panhards to Fats Fabrication arms. We've got the 4-inch snorkel that people are pretty familiar with now. We need that amount of air to make the amount of horsepower that we are. I know people think they look silly, but it's a requirement for this level of horsepower. Really nice car to drive, and I've had it for about 3 or 4 years now, and we'll just keep developing it until we're happy, and yeah, that'll be the end of it, I guess. Just drive it around Australia.
Mate, I tell you what, how good are you?
All right, matey.
But you just keep talking, you did a great job. Now, mate, you've been watching the show for a while, long time. Yep. You know where you're up to the sign-off, so I'm going to leave you alone. Take it away, mate.
No worries. Anyway, guys, this is my 2004 GU Patrol. If you want any information on TD42 performance upgrades, get on www.unitedfuel.com.au or check out our Facebook page. Anyway, this is my Patrol, and I'm a Zoomaholic.
When someone labels a car a head turner, it can mean one of two things. Either it's a seriously distracting car and is a traffic hazard, or that person is exaggerating. In most cases, head turners are just that, exaggerations, except in one very notable case. For nearly 40 years, this car has been one of the most distracting things on the road, and these days it just looks better than ever. I give you the brand new Volkswagen Golf GTI. Now, the Golf has been turning heads for years, but the brand new GTI is on a whole new level. Optional bi-xenon headlights, honeycomb grille, and these aggressive louvers on the bumper turn an already great-looking car into an incredible-looking one.
Throw in some alloys and a rear spoiler, and you got to admit, it's a bit of a winner.
One of the hallmarks of German engineering is technology, and the new GTI has the very best of what's available. Under the hood, you'll find a turbocharged 2-litre TSI engine with a 6-speed manual or 6-speed direct shift gearbox.
Volkswagen have put this latest Golf GTI on a bit of a diet, and they've redesigned the chassis, which is now lighter and more responsive, which means tighter cornering and a more stable drive.
One of the coolest new features of the GTI is the adaptive chassis control. Now, in the past, if you wanted sporty suspension, you'd have to suffer along with a rough ride over bumps. Now you can easily mix and match your ride specifications to suit your driving style. The new Golf GTI is an economical car to drive too. In keeping with the generally fantastic German engineering, it now comes with Blue Motion technologies, which include stopping and starting the engine when it's not required, and storing energy from the brakes for use in driving the car.
The interior is like a shopping list of all the things you would want in your dream car. Optional leather, aluminium, sport seats, LED lights, plus you can add on an electric sunroof.
There are a few touches that make it unmistakably GTI. The leather-wrapped steering wheel with red stitching is a pleasure to use, and the sporty seats come in a range of upholstery, including the classic Golf GTI tartan, which I think is a great touch. All of the latest audio-visual toys are here too. A 5.8-inch colour touchscreen multifunction display, Bluetooth, USB, auxiliary connectivity, and rear parking camera.
The new Volkswagen Golf GTI is a rare find on the roads today. It's a car that lives up to all the hype surrounding it and then keeps on delivering.
If you're sick of turning your head to watch these amazing vehicles drive by, then maybe it's time to check out Wangara Volkswagen, or even our website, zoomtv.com.au.
Now, don't forget that Wangara Volkswagen have cap price service in right now, and also the best price on Volkswagen commercial vehicles. After the break, we catch up with this week's Cassandra celebrity hitchhiker, Cassandra Clemente. She's with me next on Zoom TV. Welcome back to Zoom TV. I'm now with Cassandra Clemente from Home and Away. You play Maddie, yeah, Cassandra?
I do.
Where did you come from? I bet you didn't just appear at Home and Away. There was a bit of work there, or were you just lucky, fell into it, whatever? Tell us the hard story.
I started when I started acting school, like 16, in South Australia, which is where I'm from, and then moved to Melbourne when I finished high school and got a job on Underbelly.
Oh, cool.
Did that. And then I actually went overseas. I did a series in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow, that would have been cool.
It was cool. It was cool. It was a whole different world for me, obviously. It was quite young and fresh out of school. And then I did a couple of films over in the States as well, and I booked this actually from over there in LA. I sent an audition through as a tape and got it and flew back within about a week.
So that's it, I'm going to be over here.
Yeah.
Home and Away.
Yep.
So tell me about the bay. Behind the scenes, it looks like everyone's pretty tight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really nice going into a cast that is just filled with so many people. Like, we've got a main cast of in excess of 20 people, which is really crazy for a main cast ensemble of a show. But everyone gets along really well.
If you were out there and someone wanted to aspire to be a professional actor, what would you tell them to do? What kind of hint would you give them?
Just follow your dreams. Like, I know that's cliche and everybody says it, but if you've got something that you want to do and something you want to be, if that's being an actress, if it's being whatever it's going to be in life, know that it's not going to be easy.
From here, this is where I get to ask the nitty-gritty questions. Are you ready? Do the Cassandra Fast Five. Getting in the thought zone. First car you ever owned?
Still the car that I own now. It's a Toyota Yaris.
What is your opinion of the worst car? You know when you drive along and there's a car and you're like, I never want to get in that car.
Those cube cars.
Smart cars.
Is that a smart car? They're the flat back and it actually looks like it's not smart.
No, not really. I think we move on though to the next one. What is you're driving along, you see a car and you go, I want that car. What's that?
Oh. I have a big dog. And I've needed lately to put her in the back of my car, and she's really growing out of my Yaris. So anything that has good boot space.
What kind of
I have a pony. miniature pony that I ride around.
What is it, a Great Dane?
She's a Groodle.
Wow, they are a
Half
big dog.
golden retriever, half standard poodle. She's the love of my life.
Okay. And you've already answered the car you currently drive now, so you drive the same one. So it's on to the last personal question, which is, what is your biggest fear?
Ooh, you know what I've always been kind of scared of? I don't like popping not this is my biggest fear, but popping champagne bottles and bursting balloons. And yesterday on Telethon, Kelly and I did a segment where we sat on balloons and popped them with our own butts. So I feel like I really got through something yesterday.
Did you win?
I won!
So you are an awesome chick. You're really down to earth. You're very, very beautiful. Oh. But what I think people at home would agree, but you can see through here, which is lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
You're
much.
awesome.
You are awesome too.
Well, that's our show. Now, if you want to know anything more about anything from today's show, go to our website, zoomtv.com.au. It's that simple. While you're there, download our free iPhone app, made free thanks to Cassandra. And if you've got an event coming up to do with motoring or boating, anything like that, we want to know about it. We'd love to plug it on the show. You've got to send us an email and we'll tell everyone about it. And don't forget, if you've got something cool that flies, drives or floats, we would love you to make a video between 1 and 2 minutes long. Tell us why it's so cool. Email your link to I'm a Zoomaholic at zoomtv.com.au, and you never know, you might feature on the show. Well, until next week, bye for now. Thanks for watching, and remember, whatever you do that zooms, make sure you do it safe. And that's a wrap.